Hello to the world and to the kingdom citizens. I greet you in the precious holy name of Yeshua Messiah, Yeshua HaMashiach, who said in his word, John 8:32, and ye shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free. Hi, I'm Dr. John Curry, Ambassador, Pan-African, and welcome to the Kingdom of Heaven on Earth. If you want to follow this podcast, please subscribe to JC Global, Embassy TV 1. Ring the bell and hit the thumbs up button. Today's message is entitled, The Psychology of White Supremacy is for the Black Urban Feeder Systems. The psychology of white supremacy is for the Black Urban Feeder System. Now, in the book of Hosea, chapter 4, verse 6, and it reads, it says, for my people are destroyed for a lack of knowledge, because thou hast rejected knowledge, and I will also reject thee, that thou shalt be no more priest to me, seeing thou hast forgotten the law of thy God. I will also reject thy children. So again, the message for today is the psychology of white supremacy is for the Black Urban Feeder System. Now, in saying that, I must be clear. Not all white people are white supremacists, but the system of white supremacy includes benefits for them all. Let me say it again. Not all white people are white supremacists, but the system of white supremacy includes benefits for them all. Now, I want black people to understand this, is that the black feeder system was slavery and slave plantation. This feeder system was using the free labor to feed America through a system of capitalism, and as well as the system that was designed to keep black people behind, as well as to deem them as animals, as it was said in the Constitution in 1705. Article 1, Section 2, claiming that black men and women were considered to be animals, the beasts of the field. This system of white supremacy was used to abuse, to keep blacks poor, and to keep blacks in their place while living in plantation America. America today still have the same system in place in order to control black people. This system is called the Black Urban Feeder System to identify and solve the problems in America. You see, there is no problem in America until the system of white supremacy says that there's a problem, thus creating problems, using Black Urban Feeder System to identify and solve those problems. In essence, there's no problem in America until the white man say that there is. And that is using these white urban feeder systems, which are your major cities throughout the nation. The system of white supremacy plays three roles. And I want you to understand these roles and get these roles, because these roles is consistently being played every day. And the first role that white people or the white supremacist system love to play is the role of victor. That role of victor simply says, we conquered the world. We have conquered the world. Everybody needs us. Everybody bows to us. Nothing works in the world without us. Nothing works in the world without our military. Nothing works in the world without what we do. We have conquered the world. Again, that first role is victor. We conquered the world. The second role that white supremacy love to play is that the role of the victim. Remember, the first role is victor. The second role is victim. Now they believe that the world is about to conquer them. They believe that too many blacks are in America, too many browns are in America, too many Haitians and other nations are in America, because they realize with a recessive gene that they cannot compete with the dominant gene of black and brown. So therefore, they move quickly to the victim role. And that role is the world is about to conquer us and about to take us over in America, and not only in America, but throughout the world. Therefore, the white supremacist system loves to build walls. The white supremacist system loves to keep other black nations back, such as Haiti, such as any other nation that are their citizens are running away from violence and crime and murder. They're running to America. The white supremacist system will leave them on the border or leave them in their countries and doesn't mind if they die. That's the white supremacist system. Right now, the white supremacist system is playing the role of victim. Why does everybody want to come to America? Because they realize they have the recessive gene. Not all realize it, but the majority of them know they got the recessive gene, and anything that a brown or a black person touch becomes themselves. Now, I could spend more time on that, but if you want to know more about that, then you look up Dr. Cress Wilson, and she'll be able to give you more information concerning her, the Cress theory concerning melanin. Melanin is a genetic war that's going on right now. It's a scientific war that's going on between those that have most or the majority of melanin versus those that do not have much or very less melanin. And that's what's going on now. So the white man or white supremacy is playing the role of victim. Number 3. The third role of white supremacy is no accountability. Whites believe that they have the right to steal. They believe they have the right to kill. They believe that they have the right to destroy any person, any group, any nation, any civilization with no accountability for what they have done in the past, and not only that, for what they're presently doing today. They literally believe that they don't have to be accountable to anyone. Now, that's the white supremacist system. The system believed that, and the system practiced that. I heard a white gentleman say a while back concerning President Barack Obama. The gentleman said that President Obama thinks he has power, but he has no power. He's just in a position of power. And many black leaders across the nation are in positions of power, but with no power. And what that simply means, the white supremacist system will quieten those black protesters, or throw out tokenism and throw out trophies to make black people think we're moving forward when we're really going 1,000 miles per hour on the hamster wheel, going nowhere. The white supremacist system has already put that in mind, that is to make us appear that we are moving forward, but yet standing still. So the white supremacist system, they do not want their wicked, violent, and vile history of a death cult to be made known to their children. They don't want their children to know how America so-called became great. White supremacist system didn't do it. White supremacist system brought everyone in from slavery to be slaves, and particularly black folks, to build this nation and to build America as what it is today. It is known as the most powerful nation in the world. But the white supremacist system do not want to let their children know how America became great. And that's why they're denying CRT, critical race theory. They don't want their young people, their young children, their daughters and their son to know what happened to bring America to where she is. And we all know that no lie will live forever. Their children are going to Google it. Their children are going to find out Their children are going to dig in for themselves and find out what is the system of white supremacy and how does it work in America. So in essence, as black people living in plantation America, we have always been viewed as a problem in America's white supremacy system. No other race group has been viewed more deadlier than black people in America's white supremacy system. We have lived in this system. We understand this system. We know the white man much more than he think we do. We probably know the white man better than himself. We understand the white supremacy system. We've learned how to play the game. We've learned how to go along to get along in America's white supremacy system. Note here that I'm saying America's white supremacy system. Again, I say, not all white people are white supremacists, but those that are not are just like a church mouth, quiet and are terrified to say anything about white supremacy for fear of some white people that may try to come and shut them up. The other thing that I want you to understand, the system used racism and strategies to keep black people in check in America. Here we are now talking about voting rights, and when that was done back in the 1800s. Here we are now dealing with the same stuff that was dealing with in 1965. That's all the white supremacy system. The white supremacy system loved to create problems, then come to try to solve those problems or give the illusion of solving those problems through smoke and mirrors that they created. Let me say it again. The white supremacy system loved to create problems, then come to try to solve those problems that they created. In other words, while they're creating the problem, they're acting like they're the victim. And then they come in and solve those problems acting like the victor. In essence, whites want to be viewed as the Messiah. I believe that some whites have the Messiah complex. The world can't do without them. Not knowing that the world was functioning perfectly fine thousands of years before they came out of caves. The world was doing great before white people showed up. But when they showed up, the last branch on the tree, they're trying to act like they're the root of the tree. When everybody that got any sense understand where history came from. It came from Africa. First man, first woman, first family, first nation, first builders of ancient world civilization were all black. And everybody knows that. Even the white man knows that, but he don't want to accept it. So he have to push himself out front like he is the savior of the world. Now, this is the white supremacy system. This system identifies problems that they created. In other words, they say, well, blacks do not want anything because they love their present condition. Now, that's what the system says. The white supremacy system says. They love their present condition in these black urban feeder systems. Then a white supremacy system analyzed the problem that they created, such as putting drugs and guns and watching blacks kill each other on the 5 o'clock evening news, when in fact, they became the one to bring the drugs, the guns into the black neighborhoods, gun runners. Well, we know that's a fact. That's not a hyperbole. That's not something that's made up. It's a fact. Just about every major city, blacks don't have gun manufacturers, and blacks don't have drugs such as cocaine and heroin and all of that in our neighborhoods. That stuff comes from Peru, Bolivia, Spain, Mexico. Someone have to bring it. Someone have to bring it to the community. Someone have to bring the guns to the community. So the problem is created by those that are white, who are in these upper crust white supremacist systems in order to keep black people in check in these urban feeder systems. Then the white supremacy operate and define the problem. Okay, what is the problem? Well, blacks are bad. What is another problem? Blacks are uneducated. What is another problem? Blacks don't want anything. What is another problem? Blacks are very violent. What is another problem? All of these things that are created in order to show black people as nothing and nobody, and all we want to do is smoke drugs, get high, and run around having sex with everybody and to do all of those things. That's what the system does. Now, hear what I'm saying. I'm not saying all white people believe this, because I know there's some great white folks, but I'm saying that the white supremacist system operates like that because right now it's been on automatic since slavery. It's been on automatic in order to protect itself from any other group that's decided to rise up and be better than what the white supremacist system wants them to be. Okay, the white supremacist system also look for the root cause of problems that they created. You know, they create a problem, then they look for the root cause. How did we do this? And what's going on that they created? In other words, they begin to push a narrative. And this narrative goes to all your media channels. This narrative goes all over the place. And before you know it, you're hearing black on black crime. It's amazing to me that you don't hear as much about white on white crime. It's like white people don't kill each other. Well, the last I checked the statistics as far as black killing blacks and white killing white, those numbers are maybe about 1, 2, maybe 2.5%. But why does the media always focus on blacks shooting each other, blacks killing each other? Why can't the media go to those rural areas out there where they doing opioids? Why can't the media focus a little bit more on whites killing whites and push that narrative? But they love to push the black killing black narrative because that's what people think we are. They're trying to deceive black people to get us to think that we're just a bunch of wild animals and we love getting high, we love having sex, we love being drunk, and we love killing each other. Well, that same is true with white people. They love getting high, they love getting drunk, they beat up their wives, they kill each other, but we don't hear that side of the story. And the reason why we don't hear that side of the story, because the white supremacist system won't show that. It was a man by the name of S.I. Awakawa who said it this way. He said, if you don't see yourself on television, you do not exist. Well, what does that mean? If I see myself on television in a positive light, I begin to believe that black people are positive. But if I see myself on television in a negative light, then I begin to believe that all black people are negative. You see, it's called psychosocial brainwashing. The more you see yourself in a particular position, the more you begin to believe it. This is why the white supremacist system refused to show whites drunk, killing each other, doing all kind of crazy stuff with each other. They keep that hidden so that black people would think that we're the only ones that are messed up. No, we're not messed up. We're just functioning like dysfunctional people function when they don't have what they want to have or need what they need to have, and they begin to take it out on each other. So let's be clear about that. The white supremacist system is protecting white people, giving them consistently white privilege. And the media is pushing a narrative that is nothing but lies. You watch the news today or watch it this afternoon. You hear about a white man just got through beating up his kids or just murdered a few people. The only time you hear about white on white murder is when they start killing off 30, 40, 50 in massacres in those schools or churches or hospitals or wherever they go. Okay, so they push this narrative. Also, the narrative that they push is that black people are slow, lazy, poor, don't want anything. Black people we must take care of black people because they can't police their neighborhoods. We got to send in state troopers. We got to do all this stuff in these black urban feeder systems. That's the narrative that they created. And they want you to believe it. They want you to believe that all blacks are just dumb and stupid. We just want to get drunk and get high, you know, and have sex with everybody. That's the narrative. But that narrative is a lie. They don't talk about the black families that are doing great in the ghetto, black families that are doing great in these urban feeder systems, black families that have their children to be in the house at 8 or 9 o'clock because they have to get their homework done. Black families that was in Caprini Green projects where they had men standing outside making sure all the straight A students will go back to class without any interruption. They don't talk about that. They don't talk about black families where they have a husband and a wife. They don't talk about that. They don't talk about black fathers that are loving their sons and their daughters and protecting them. All we see on the media most of the time is about how bad black is, not how good black is, because the white supremacy system does not want black people to understand that we are not what they say we are. Now, the reason why it's good to go in on that is because black people need to know that we're not what they say we are. And we don't have to do what they say we have to do. We don't have to be what they say we have to be. That we really can be strong, black, progressive, prospering black people all over the world. So they want to put this narrative out that, we're lazy in these urban feeder systems. So the white supremacist system developed alternative solutions. So they, identified the problem, they analyzed the problem, they defined the problem, they looked for the root cause of the problem. Remember, they look for what they created. They're looking for the root cause of the problem that they created. And then they develop alternatives and solutions to solve those problems that they created. Remember, there's no problem until white supremacy says there's a problem. Okay? Such as drugs and gangs, violence and all this stuff and, rampant crime. And all of that leads to this. If they say it's a problem, then they have to find solutions to solve the problem. And when they find those solutions to solve the problem, those solutions are found and the problem is solved because these black urban feeder systems are not there for nothing. Those problems, when they're solved, allows the white supremacist system to send those that violate those problems or violate the law, they send them to prison and jails. So the solution is to implement the problem that they created. And how they implement it is by setting landmines and traps, which leads blacks to black genocide worldwide. In these urban feeder systems, they measure the result of the problem that they created. Here's what they're hoping for. Here's what the white supremacist system is hoping for. They're hoping that less black men be on the street. They're hoping that more black men become homosexual. Oh, you thought that was just something you was born with, huh? No, it's much deeper than that. The narrative, the media narrative, is consistently showing black men being feminized and black women being masculized. And you think that's accidental. They even putting stuff in people's food. They're giving stuff where testosterone levels are going down for men. And men crying every time you look up. Black men are crying, acting like women, don't know what they are, don't know who they are. This is all a part of the white supremacy system. They're hoping that blacks will have low birth rate. Low birth rate. Well, it's kind of hard to have children when you're hugging and kissing on the same sex. You can't procreate. And as long as you're a homosexual and you're sodomizing a man and a man is sodomizing you, you can't have children. So your numbers go down. And women, and as long as you're doing what you're doing with women, hugging and kissing on women, you can't get pregnant. So what is the objective? The objective is to get your numbers so low so white people don't have to fear the fact that their numbers are already low and so they're trying to equalize it by having you to become a homosexual. And many blacks are just falling for this garbage because that's all it is. There's no such thing as a homosexual. All you're doing is practicing sodomy. You're practicing sodomy. You're a sodomite or lesbianite. So you done bought into it as black folks. So you're practicing that. And, and I understand if this is a little tender-hearted for you. But when you get through with cussing me out or talking bad about me or putting me down, your truth is right below your belt. Your truth is your DNA. Your truth is who you are, and nothing can change it, no matter what you do. So accept who you are and stop allowing the white supremacist system to mess up your life. So what happens is that more blacks go to jail, more blacks go to prison in order to keep the black population in control. and to maintain the system of white supremacy in these urban feeder systems. Now, why is this important for you to know? The ultimate goal of white supremacy system as it relates to black people is to get blacks to think that black people are created, that black people problems, are created by blacks, with blacks, about blacks, and to get us to think that it is our fault that we are poor. It is our fault that our communities are run down. It is our fault that we can appear to be very violent and unruly. It is our fault that we're undisciplined. All of these are lies. These are all lies set up by the white supremacist system. Thus, the white supremacist system in these black urban feeder systems are designed to take your mind. What it does is take jobs and take everything from you, won't allow you to get jobs, won't allow you to do anything, and then throw drugs, guns, prostitutes, homosexuals, and all this stuff in there, mix it all up, and then blame you for the problem that they created. And if you're not wrapped tight in your head, you start to believe that, well, we can't do nothing. And every time we look up, we're killing each other. And I don't know why our people won't work out. That's because you don't see the bigger picture. You're looking at what's going on, but you don't see the system that is puppet mastering where you live. You're just going on what you see. But it's much deeper, much bigger than what you see. You're living in a system. And that system is called white supremacy. So the system know that black people know how to heal and build. That's what the system knows. The system knows that if black people will begin to heal and build and do what we know that we can do, as we did before. See, the system don't want you to know this. The system don't want you to know, and this is why they hide the black massacres. They hide the black massacre in Chicago, 1919. The black massacre in Detroit, 1943. The black massacre in New York, 1863. They hide these massacres. Well, what are these massacres? These are the massacres where black folks was pulling themselves up by the bootstraps, when in fact they had no boots on. These are the massacres that they was killing black people. When the president said, I believe it was Abraham Lincoln, one of them said that we have to take root or die. Well, black people took root. We took root in Chicago. We took root in Detroit. We took root in New York. We took root in Springfield, 1908. We took root in East St. Louis, 1917. We took root in 1919, Washington, D.C., 1985, Philadelphia, 1921, Tulsa, 1866, Memphis, 1898, Wilmington. We took root in 1906 in Atlanta. We took root in Vicksburg, 1874. We took root in Clinton, 1875. We took root in Rosewood, 1923. We took root in Charlton, 2015. We took root in all of these places and many, many others. But you know what happened when black people take root and we start to do what we know we can do? White people get jealous. White people get mad. White people want to stop us and slow us down. Why? Because they want that $1.5 trillion that come into our communities every day. So they try to stop us. And they do stop us many times by slaughtering us, bombing our cities, like they bombed Black Wall Street, 12 hours in succession, planes flying over, dropping bombs down in Tulsa, Oklahoma. So what does this mean? They're afraid of our power. They're afraid that we can do it. In fact, They know we can do it. Not only do they know we can do it, they know we can do it and that we can do it just as good as they can and in many ways better. So they spend a lot of money trying to stop us from building, just like they're trying to stop us in Africa. How goes America is how goes Africa. How goes Africa is how goes America. Now, what does that mean? Let me be clear. How goes blacks in Africa is how goes blacks in America and throughout the diaspora. How goes blacks in America is how goes black in Africa and throughout the diaspora. Whatever happens to us in America is already happening to black people in Africa. So I want you to understand that. So as black people, we must take these urban feeder systems and use them as feeder system for black excellence, feeder system for black business, feeder system for black colleges and universities, feeder system for black-owned businesses, feeder system for black restaurants, black hotels, black hospitals, and yes, Black Wall Street, Black Rosewood, and many other that have already been deemed necessary. We must take these feeder systems in the midst of this white supremacist system that is designed to keep us behind. We must take these feeder systems, these cities, these counties, these places where we live. We must turn these feeder systems into places of progress, places of hope and not despair, places of love and not hate, places where we can abide and be who we know we can be. These feeder systems that has been designed to keep us behind and to eliminate us. And one of the greatest things that the white supremacist system has done and is still trying to do. They tried to kill us on every front, but they couldn't do it. They tried to kill us in slavery. Didn't happen. They tried to kill us over in Africa through colonization. Didn't happen. They tried all of these means to kill us. But we are still here and thriving. So now, the last draw, the last attempt, the last greatest mystery that the white supremacist system is doing. They say, since we can't kill them, we're going to train them to kill themselves. And therefore, you're getting drugs, you're getting guns. They want to keep you high so you can't think, make you lazy. They want to give you all the sedatives, the things that can calm you down. Then they want you to turn on each other. Want you having sex, you a man having sex with another man. Keep anything to keep your population from growing. Because they realize they can't kill all of us. But if they can get us to kill each other, that is the most strategic and beautiful handiwork that they could ever come up with. By getting us as black people to kill each other. And that's why they're reporting it on the news. That's why every time you look up, they're trying to psychosocially brainwash us to believe that we are a useless people. And that's why they don't want you, nor me, nor your children to know your history. Because if you think you came from a gorilla, if you think your history just started in slavery, it makes the white supremacist system look grand in your eyes. But no, we are first man. We are first woman. We are first family, first nation. And we are first builders of ancient world civilization. Black people all over the world, on the continent of Africa, and throughout the diaspora. So we must make the urban feeder system the safest place in the world, in America and throughout the diaspora, and on the continent of Africa for black people. We can do it because we've done it before. So I want you to just understand that the white supremacist system is designed to keep black people behind. They would tell you that It ain't personal. It's just business. And the moment you begin to believe that the system is designed to keep you behind, and you start to believe that our problems are our problems and we can't fix ourselves, that's when you have been bamboozled. That's when you have been run amok, as Malcolm said. That's when you have been led astray. You must understand that as black people, there is nothing we cannot do. The white supremacist system has been trying to kill us for centuries, but we are still here. And now they came up with the ultimate plan, and that is to get us to think that our problems are our fault, to get us to think that it's better to die by killing each other. But I'm here to tell you today, you got to rise and be who you were born to be. Greatness is in you as a black man, and we will not allow ourselves to succumb to the white supremacy system any longer. We will rise and be what Yahweh has commanded us to be. I trust you can receive it. I trust you can believe it. As we look at this white supremacist system, is for those black urban feeder systems. Hope you can receive it. And if you enjoyed this message, please subscribe to JC Global MSC TV 1. Ring the bell and hit the thumbs up button. God bless. Until next time.